Today I would like to speak about the Joe Vitale scam. Now this is something that I personally found to be a scam. If you downloaded it and you liked it, please let me know in the comments. Now on this channel I normally do crystal mystery unboxings, Mandela effects, true crime and stuff like that. And I'm planning on doing audiobook reviews. And although this isn't an audiobook, it is related, so I thought I would just go for it anyway. So a few years ago I seen Joe Vitale on The Secret, and a couple of months ago I downloaded one of his books on Audible, and it was called The Abundance Paradigm, and I really liked this book, right? So as soon as I finished it, I went on and I downloaded another one of his books called The Fifth Phase or The Fifth Stage or whatever it was, and it was more like an interview format, and I didn't like it at all. I listened to the first 2 chapters and I got a refund. So I then went on and downloaded the Ultimate Joe Vitale collection, and as I was listening to it, he was talking about Dr. Hulen. So if you know anything about Ho'oponopono, you'll know that Dr. Hulen lives in Hawaii, and he went to work in a psychiatric hospital, and he basically cured all these patients and didn't even meet them. And he said that he cured them by cleansing himself, because if you cleanse yourself, you cleanse others around you, and you don't draw people towards you that you basically don't want to meet or who's not good for you. So he says that if you sit and say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, in your head, it like cleanses you, and then it'll cleanse the people around you, and if you're going to come in contact with the people, then basically they're the right people to come in contact with, right? So I'm listening to this and I'm like, okay, I'm willing to believe that this guy went into this hospital and cured these patients without ever meeting them. That was never the problem. So I signed up for the Joe Vitale newsletter, and I was getting all these offers, and one of them was to sign up for a Zero Limits course, which teaches you about Ho'oponopono and how to apply it in your life and the lives of others to improve everybody, and then basically you get a certificate at the end of it. Now this was in dollars, right, but I think I ended up paying like £39. Now I was under no disillusion that I was going to do this course online, I was going to get my certificate, and I was going to be like this Ho'oponopono master. It was just something that I wanted to do, and I also wanted to review it as well. So it was telling you that you get 5 full books, you get all these lessons, you get lessons about how to use your knowledge and put it into a business and help people and stuff like that. And then you get to watch this seminar that costs thousands of dollars to attend. So instead of you paying so many thousands of pounds to get all this information, you're paying £39. And I really just wanted to do it because I was interested, and I thought, right, you're getting 5 books out of it. So I downloaded it, right, I paid the money, and I started reading the books. Now the books were about each 20 pages long, and that was 12 single pages. They didn't really have intros, they didn't have endings. It was really just like a short paper, right? So like say each book was like 10 pages long. To me that doesn't even count as a book. It wasn't like this book's about this bit, this book's about that bit. You'd have been lucky if the full thing together came to one book. So that was a scam straight away, right? So then when I was watching the seminar, I think there was like 6 or 7 videos, and they had uploaded one of the videos twice, so it made it look as if you had more videos than what you actually got. The other problem was the video quality was absolutely shocking, right? The sound quality was terrible, and I was sitting thinking, I think I recognise this seminar, I think I've seen this before. So I watched the full thing, and coming up to like the middle of it after the break, they were interviewing this guy, and he was saying, oh, this is going to be available on YouTube, go to this link, blah blah blah. So I went onto YouTube. It's available for free, right? This whole seminar is available for free, and it was filmed like 8 years ago. It was either 6 or 8 years ago, I can't remember. And I was like, this is available to watch for free on YouTube, and the video quality is absolutely shocking, right? So then the other information that they give you is like how to put this into practice and how to work your business around it and information like that, and it was absolutely just a waste of time, and it was complete crap, right? But I did watch the full seminar, and as I was watching it, I was like, Dr. Hulen is a cunt, basically. And I feel like when Joe Vitale's coming out with these things and he's like, this is how it works, this is how you do it, he's more a people person, right? Maybe Dr. Hulen doesn't interact with people a lot, but Joe Vitale makes it sound like it's a good thing, right? This is how it works. And even when I was reading his book, or I was listening to his book, and he was saying, you basically say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, over and over and over in your head all the time. And people were saying, well, when does it stop? And he says, no, you say it all the time, you say it when you're going to sleep, you wake up saying it. And I thought, you know, that is not a good thing to teach people, because it's brainwashing basically. And I had said it a few times, like maybe I would get up in the morning and say it a couple of times, or I'd say it at night a couple of times. But at no point did I ever try and walk about constantly saying that in my mind. And trying to put something like that in your head all the time, where it's playing over and over and over. Like, that is not a healthy thing to teach somebody. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, right? But to me, to teach somebody to do something like that all the time, is like teaching a Catholic to walk about saying Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, like say prayers all the time, or to walk about just saying the same thing on repeat. That is enough to drive you crazy, so I totally disagreed with that. But also, when Dr. Helen was talking, there was a woman who stood up, she was clearly in distress, right? And she was like, what do you do if you try this and you do it all the time and you keep cleansing and cleansing and nothing's getting better? The woman looked as if she was about to kill herself, right? She was clearly depressed out of her box. And he was like, oh, well, you just need to do better, or you just need to cleanse more. And he was being a complete dick to her, right? So I didn't agree with that. And also, he was talking about, like, if you're cleansing now, then you're affecting, like, your family in the future, right? So he was basically saying, if a woman is cleansing now and saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, cleanse, 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 and they talk about taking it back to the whiteboard, which is like 0, right? He's saying the more you're saying that, the more you're clearing everything, and then the better things will become, and not just for you, but for your family. So he literally said, right, that if a woman is doing this, then she's cleansing things for herself and cleansing things for her family, and then her child or her grandchild won't be born disabled. He literally said that. He says, oh, like her children in the future or her grandchildren in the future won't be born disabled because she's doing this. And I was like, oh my God, like that is such a culty thing. Not even a culty thing, just absolutely shocking thing to say to somebody, right? So say you've got somebody who wants a baby, right, and they're getting treatment and all that to be able to have kids, and they're walking about in their head going, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and all that constantly. And then they finally manage to get pregnant, and then they have a baby and it's disabled, and they've seen this, right? They're going to think, oh my God, I haven't done a good enough job. Oh my God, I haven't done it good enough. The universe hasn't forgave me for being so evil and nasty. And I was like, oh my God. And Joe wasn't really the problem, right? Because he was getting up and he was talking and stuff. And he was saying it in a way that was more relatable. And you're like, even though he was telling you to say it all the time, it was just totally different. Like Dr. Hulen, he was like, oh, I can be brutal. I can be brutally honest. And that's fine. I'm all about being brutally honest. But some of the things he was saying, I was like, do you know what? You should not be allowed to teach people this stuff. So that aside, right, £39 for basically one book. It wasn't anything new. Obviously, if you've listened to any of Joe Vitale's other books, you're going to know all this stuff anyway. But it's like, let's just say this certificate really meant something at the end, right? You could be amazing at doing art, or you could know a lot about history, or be a master in something. But when you go to study something in college, you can't say, I'm not handling that paper because I know all about it. Or I'm not doing that test because I already know all the answers and I don't have to prove it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just part of the course. But the book was an absolute waste of time. The seminar was so old and it was already available for free. And then I didn't even listen to most of the other bits at the end because as I was listening to it, I was like, do you know what? This is completely pointless. I've been totally scammed out my money. So I've only listened to half of the Joe Vitale Ultimate collection, and it's a shame because I actually think that his first book, The Abundance Paradigm, that's not his first ever book, but it's the first one that I listened to. I really, really liked it. And I would advise that you listen to it because it's got some good messages in it. And he does talk about Dr. Hulen and stuff in his other books. And when he's talking about Dr. Hulen, it doesn't make him sound like an absolute crazy psycho. It makes him sound as if he's quite smart and he knows what he's talking about. But then when Dr. Hulen gets up in this seminar, you're like that, oh my god, you're absolutely cracked, right? Do not go about saying to people that if they walk about saying something in their head, they won't have disabled kids and grandkids. But overall, right, I kept on getting all these emails. And now they've got another one and it's like beyond zero limits and they're interviewing all these other people. And I'm just not even interested at all. Like, I've just been totally put off Joe Vitale. Like, even in his book, he was talking about how when he was on The Secret, he used to be homeless and he had no money, right, and he was trying to sell books and stuff and nobody would publish him. And then he ended up getting published and he was telling you, like, how he's got money now and how he sells his books and he's got all these newsletters and how he makes money off them. And that's great, right? That is amazing. But when you're actually listening to the Ho'oponopono bit and then you listen to Dr. Hulen, it's just too much. That's when it just gets too much for me. It even tells you yourself that when he was on The Secret, he wasn't really believing in the law of attraction anymore, even though that had been like his mindset the whole time, basically up until he heard about Dr. Hulen. So I don't know if he's been brainwashed by him or what, but I just feel like there's so many Joe Vitale's books that I've heard now that's been really good, and then when I got that seminar, it really just put me off. So I ended up contacting them and I says, look, this is one book, the seminar is ancient, the video quality and the sound quality is absolutely diabolical. You'd think it'd been recorded in a Nokia 3310 and they didn't even have cameras. But if you have downloaded that seminar or any of the other ones from Joe Vitale, please let me know what you thought of it. I do recommend that you listen to The Abundance Paradigm because it's a really good book. In future, I'm going to be reviewing Synctuition and all these other books that I absolutely love on Audible. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye.